Alrighty. Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to Awesomecallstrading.com. I just came in the room about 20 minutes ago, and right now I'll just show you, before I go into the pre-market game plan, we took a few trades just when I walked in the room, and we're having fun. We got a Maybot short that was called out on, we kind of, see the short? We called it around the 17 area, stops around 1750. And it just so happened the timing was perfect right here around the 15 area, and offering just came out on the stock at 5.9 million shares at $10. I do think the 10 will bounce. So I'm going to watch this out here. 5 million shares is nothing for a stock that did, let me see, how many shares did it do today? Because I might want to bounce this myself and just take a little bit. Hold on. At the 10 spot. So MBO2, 5 million shares. They did 20 million today. They did two offerings. So if you see this hit 10, I'm going to keep looking over and under. I might just take a little bit and risk 1 point on it to see if I can bounce it. 5 million shares is nothing. As a matter of fact, so I keep my eye on it, let's start with the number one pick in the room. Okay, it's halted again. That's good. So Raphael's informed me in the room it's halted. So that means it's going to go through the 10 spot, probably hit around the 9.5, and then probably bounce. I'm thinking maybe an 11 spot. So I'm going to see if I can get ready. Spreads are 50 cents on that. So, but I like this. So I'm going to talk about it right now. We also shorted. I walked in the room, and some traders needed some cash to get some groceries today. So I gave them this stock here. I took a short here at 60. What was it? 60. Oh, no, I don't want to mess up my thing. It was 68.3. Yeah, right here, 68.35. I went short here, and I covered here at 83. And the rooms, I told them the room that it would go to 50, and the stock went to 50. And then we have a great trader in here, Liam. Liam gave us Netflix off the short, called it right here. Said it was breaking through the flag, called out a short, and it ended up coming down about 5 points. Great call by Liam in the room. And Liam's not even a mod yet, but he spotted that out. Anyway, let's just, I'm going to see how it unhalts and see if I can get ready to pop that thing. All right. So what I'm expecting is an unhalt to 10 and under, maybe go long, risk to 8. If it works, it works. If it don't, at least I tried. And this is, let me see how many shares they did. Well, they were thick here and here. So we'll see where it takes us. Okay, but anyway, this was our number one pick this morning. All right. This morning, as you can see in pre-market, the stock took a dive, right? Because there was an offering, but the offering was so small. It was only 3 million shares at $6.50. So it didn't even hit that. So I have played these before for many, many years. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. And when they do a small offering on a tiny float on a stock that's ran with 40, 50 million shares the previous day, you get one of the most horrific squeezes. I mean, it's beyond. If you're short, you're in the wrong business. This thing was going to fly and take out all the highs over the last year. And we actually in the room were calling out this morning. We first initially started with 11 and 12. Once it started running, I told nobody in the room, do not short. Do not short. So what we did, we pulled up the 1 year. We had to actually go back, but we saw these 2 points here, 1680 and 1725. Once it hit through the 17 spot, we were pretty much done with it. We didn't want, you can see right here, right there, we didn't want to play with it anymore. It gets really too risky as it is. But we're calling along from the 10 spot and 9.5 in the morning. So, I mean, everyone had an opportunity to make money, and you only need 100 shares. Um, so that's really good. Okay, we just got an alert in the room. Attorney General Nominee William Barr at Senate hearing says he would support law prohibiting marijuana nationwide. Oops, that's not good for marijuana stocks. Anyway, so we basically called for a long at the open, pre-market notes, number one pick, just like yesterday was our number one pick. We had it going towards 11, 12 spot, and then look for any pullback. If it continues to look for a pop at the open, it has a small offering, 3 million, 6.5. So we were looking for at least 11 or 12 to retrace back, but the stock ended up just being an absolute monster, and it turned out nice. All right, so that was the Maybot. The second trade that we did in the room was SFET. This was your basic run-of-the-mill crap, 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 pop, 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 short, 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 and that's all this was. Nothing more. There was no news on it, no headlines, and I have a lot of short sellers in the room with small cap money. They love these kind of trades. I said look for the 4th spot at the open and fade it up on an all-day fader to gap fill it back to 240. So if you look, and SFET, oh, here comes the downside. How it's unhalted. Unhalted. There's 1025, 1013. Keep going. Keep going. I would like to get underneath 10. There's the offering price. All right. I'm watching it. I'm watching it. 1016, 987. All right. There's the 10. All right. There's 1007. Okay. I'm making money. 1007. You heard it go off. Want to bounce it. All right. Let's see what I get. Okay. Selling. Boom. What did it give me? What did it give me? All right. I just executed a trade. $10.07. All right. Just sold $10.67 live. Okay. I'm going to take a picture since we're recording all this. All right. I told you what I was going to do when I started, and then I'm going to post this on my Twitter feed so you can actually see the trade that coincides with the bounce. Okay. So I just took a picture of it, and I will show it to you after. I'm going to show it after I finish the recording. All right. My entry was $10.07. I sold $10.67. All right. Live trade. Okay. Now I've done 2 trades since I walked in the room. No fear. Did you understand what I was doing? Did you understand why I did it? These are the things that you need to learn. When you're learning this, you're progressing, you're learning. No fear. You execute. All right. And look at the trade now. Heading through 11. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Why? Because the offering was $10 at 5.9 million. So as long as we got underneath that, and we got underneath that 10, I tried to get a fill. My market order filled at 10.07. I could have made a full 1 point on that bounce. And look at it come back up. Now it's $11. Now it's $11.15. You see it? Now see, your room may not trade like this. Do you know why? Because they don't understand it. They don't have any clue how to trade it. So rather than simply say, well, we don't trade things like that because we don't understand them, they'll make excuses. Well, that's a crap penny. That's a low float. Why do you want to get mixed up in that? Because you know what? It takes 10, 15 years to get to this level where you can understand how it operates. But when you're in Awesome Calls Trading, you're taught from day one when you walk in. If somebody came in on their first day, this is exactly what we're teaching them. And so they don't have to wait 5 or 10 years to experience this. They can buy 800 shares and pop and get 80 cents, 90 cents, a dollar, 50 cents, 60 cents. Okay? All right, let's move on. So, SFET, thank you, Palmer. Very nice of you. Thank you, sir. Just trying to pay the bills. That's all I'm trying to do, boss. Paying my bills. Okay, so SCFET, we wanted a 4 spot at the open, pop it, and then sell off the stock. All day fader back to 250 and under, and the stock will continue to fade off. So nice short. Took 1,000 shares at 360. You're already up $600 for the day, and you only need $3,600 buying power. All right, let's go on to another trade that we did in the room. This trade was ATHM. Now, we've been trading this for a while. I love ATHM. It's just a really nice money-making machine for us in the room, if you know what you're doing. And so today, yesterday, I told the chat room to go ahead and take long overnight at $67 a share. And we had some good traders, Joel, Noel, and a few others. I don't know if Dr. T did, but quite a few traders took overnight. And I said the stock would probably, go about 70 to 71. In the morning, it gapped up, so only a few people can sell it in the morning at 68.54, which is $1.50. But when I saw the gap up, I figured the stock would probably push to 71 and then end up selling off. Okay, so I want you to see the pre-market morning notes that were done way before the opening of the bell. And as you go down to ATHM, lucky number 7, look for the pop at open towards 71, scale in short, and take it down to 65 area. Right now, the stock is currently at $67.50. Okay, so not too bad on that one. All right, let's do another trade. ATHM. So basically a nice overnight and then a nice push to 71. So if you overnight at 67, you actually scored 4 points on the trade. All right, let's do another trade. All right, the next trade that we did was a company called, well, let's do CGC. I love CGC. CGC, we had its number today. Stock was gapping up, and I said to you could take a few long. If it pops to 44, great, sell it. If not, if this pulls at the open to 41, go long, and you'll get 2 to 3 points. Okay, so it was one or the other. Pop at the open, get to 44 and short it, or wait for the pull at the open. If it dumps, go to 41, and you get 2 to 3 points. So here we go. Ding, 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 ding. And we pull up CGC and CGC overnight and see how it kind of gapped up and then sold off. So in the morning, here we go. Ding, 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 ding. Little pop at the open. If you took the 42.50 pre-market, you made a quick 1.5. If you wanted to wait, remember I said 44, it hit 43.91. 43.91. And then I said the stock would come down to 41. Ding, 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 ding. And I said if you got 43, it would come to 41. 1, 2, 3. $41 a share. Go long, hit 41.07. As you can see, build a nice wall. Bam, right back up to 43.44. CGC. Okay, this isn't magic. Come on. This isn't magic. This is just real trading. Let's talk about this morning on a stock called Airy. Airy is a stock that just ridiculously stupid to be up. And if you've ever traded in our room, I look for these big gap ups like this. This was gapping up over 2.5 points. Very thin too, on very, very, very weak news. The key to this trade was not just the gap up and how thin it was. The key to the trade was actually looking at the last 20 days built up to the trade. You see it? So this was already pre-bought into the news, into the headline. You have to be able to spot those out because that will give you the great short that you're looking for. Okay? That's all I needed to see. Once I saw that, then all I needed to see was the PR. I flip over to my scan. I come up. I see the PR, and the PR on Airy says they're giving an update on safety results of one of their drugs. Okay? It's an updated phase 3 on their safety efficiency. Okay, that is not going to justify that kind of a gap up. Therefore, I'm going to short the stock. And I'm going to take it right back down and gap fill it. So the call on Airy this morning was simply to tell everyone in the chat room, all right here, Airy, gapping up 2. This is stupid. I think this will sell off to 1750 and under and look for a possible bounce. The main focus on this trade chart was just to short the stock from 18.50 and at least score 50 cents to $1 or more. The stock ended up giving it all back. And the reason why I wanted 1750 because I figured that it closed the other day at 1710, 1720 area. So I just kind of wanted to give it a little bit of room But you can see the main focus. If you took the big size, you were able to collect at least 50 cents, 80 cents to $1 on the trade. Really nice trade. The next stock that we had was a company called Netflix. Now, Netflix has decided to raise, from what I'm gathering of the news right now, Netflix is looking to raise their premiums and on ahead of earnings, which is very questionable. I already have my thoughts on Netflix, what they're going to do. I shared it with the room. I will not share it with you, but if you're in the room, you can ask me into earnings, my thoughts. But the main thing is Netflix is not only going to do that, they're going to stop probably sharing the passwords. And you know, hey, it is what it is. So when the news came out and broke, this is how I particularly traded it. First, the news came out. I felt the stock would go to 355. On its way up, I actually took a short early in the morning at $351.89, and I covered at 350. And I was looking for a decent pullback on the stock. I believe I was looking for, this is a pre-market, so let me go to pre-market here. It was right here. I took it at 351.89, and I was looking for a 345 pull, like down to this area, and it ended up just stopping around 347. And then I made a comment that the stock should end up going to about 355. So don't short the stock on the second round until you get to 355 area. Then you can play with it short. And if you want to see my pre-market notes, how I loaded that, right here, 355 plus, and then short to 352. Right, so it was a pretty good call on Netflix. And it'll probably stay up there most of the time until earnings. So you got to leave it alone. CVS, this was a really nice trade today. Kind of a no-brainer. Okay. CVS was gapping down because Walmart wants to leave the Caremark commercial, and not a big deal. It's gapping down $1.50, and I felt the stock would probably pull. I wanted the traders to go long at 64, and if it hit 63, add to your position, and you would have basically a 63 average, 63.50 average, and the stock would probably go up to 65. So it was really kind of a really easy trade for us in the room because we're kind of used to these kind of trades. And so all we did was we saw it gapping down right here, long at 64 in pre-market, add on the dip to 63. As you can see clearly, the stock hit 63.14. If you would add it, your average would be about 63.67, and then we just ran the stock all the way up. And the stock almost hit, it hit 64.82. So didn't quite get the 65 I wanted, but I was really pleased with the trade. Next trade we did was a company called TTWO. Now, TTWO was an incredible trade. Straight up, beautiful, well done, well executed trade. TTWO signed a $1.1 billion license deal with the NBA. Now, that's pretty significant for TTWO. The stock was already gapping up 1, but I wanted the stock to pop at the open to about 107, 108. Then I wanted to gap fill it to 104 and then bounce it and then bring it back up to the 105, 106 areas. All right, 107, 108 was my basic target. Pop it at the open. I wanted you actually to go long because if you look what I'm writing, I want to see a push at the open to 107. All right, and then I want you to short it to 104 and then go long. You see how I write it? Now look what I wrote. Let's do it again. Push at the open, 107, then short it to 104, then scale in long. Now I took this trade myself and I will tell you my entry was this morning. And I got in late because I was trying to get the room going. I got in at 10. Is that what it is? 105, 104.17. Sold at 105.19. Also bought some at 105.26 and sold at 106.89 on the pop. So 2 times I traded the stock, and I want you to see how the stock played. All right, so TTWO, I'm sorry, yeah, TTWO. So TTWO, and ding, 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 ding. There is the 105 area, and I said to go long, and I said it would pop to 107. There is 107 right there. See it? I said short the stock, bring it right back down to 104 and under, and then it went right back to 105. And then basically my idea was to bring it to 104 and under. That was my key right here. The stock ended up going all the way down at 102.50. A little too much. Just a little too much. Okay. So that did not, really work out too much there. Because we really wanted the 104. But if you took the 104 and added, you got the bounce because the buyer came in right there. And I actually took this trade too. Hold on. I got that one in at 103.96. I took that right here at 103.96 at 11:44 and 37 seconds was my timer stamp, and I sold it at 104.41. So I got 50 cents on that trade, and it ended up going even more. This has been such a friendly trader for the room. I mean, there's so many opportunities to trade the stock. It's not even funny. I was really happy with it. So, and it's a licensing deal for 2 billion, so it has significant news. And that is our recap today. I'm really excited because you actually got to see me trade something. I tend to do that sometimes, but I could not pass up on my bot. I wanted you to see how you catch a falling knife, how you read through it, and as you can see, the stock has kind of just died. You see that? But see how we played it here? I wish I could have got below 10. That would have been a great thing. But I'm going to go ahead and post the trade, and you might see some of the great members in the room tweet it and say they watched that live. It's going to be on a webinar. So, and I wish I could have stayed in, but I'm doing a webinar too, so I'm happy with the first spike to sell into that. And I got right into that spike. I bought here and sold here. And that literally was, and you'll see the time. Traders, do you know how long that trade was? Are you ready? The trade was 22 seconds. It was a 22-second trade. I'm going to post it in about 2 minutes after the webinar. Okay? All right. So that is today's pre-market plan. We had many more trades on our list of ideas. And for pre-market, every morning I do this, traders. I get up. I spend hours and hours and hours researching, looking, reading. I take things out, put things in. I reread. I double check. I want to give the traders in Awesome Calls Trading the best opportunities to make the most money. And then I want to walk them through on each trade. And it's really important to me that, I have to say trading is evolving. You can't learn everything in one day. You have to allow yourself to learn and experience it. Even you have to learn to experience losses because you won't appreciate losses and trading in whole until you actually take losses. Then when somebody tells you, don't do this, you start listening more, you know? And that's why you have 2 ears and only one mouth. Listen, just listen. Listen to somebody who's done this a long time, who's lost a lot of money, who's just trying to help you so you don't. And that's how much I care. Today, I had to discount my monthly to help someone out because you know what? That trader needs my help, and I want to spend my time this week DMing him one-on-one and working with him until we build back his confidence because that's what trading's a lot of it, I'd say 90% of it's anxiety because you always fear that you're wrong. And when you trade with me, I don't have fear. If I'm wrong, I'll correct it, get out of the trade, move on to another one. It's not working. And one of the things that I probably say very well in here is I leave so much money on the table. But that's just the way I trade. I'm in, I'm out. I'm not one of these trades that marry anything, unless obviously Myrna. I'm a big fan of Myrna, that you all know, and I've made money on it 4 times. So I love the group we have. We're growing, a lot of new subscribers coming in, and I look forward to having you join us tomorrow. So thank you, and thank you for being a part of this webinar today. And I look forward. Just click here. $25 per day, $100 for a week. If you convert to monthly, I give you all that money back. All right, and I love it. So got great people in here. I want to thank the great moderators in the room. I'm actually following pretty much all the moderators now on my following. And if you don't know who they are, we've got Palmer, B Trades, Raphael, Janny, Fire. Of course, I follow Dark Side and Janny Moore. There's Dark Side there. And of course, he's not a mod. He's the man. PSK. Got to have him. Okay. And Dave the Trader, and I believe, who is it? Uh, Another one of our mods doesn't have Twitter. They don't like Twitter. So hopefully I didn't leave anybody out. Okay. But anyway, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.